Hey, everybody, welcome to the show tonight. You've got me, your host, and my lovely wife, Firecracker on two wheels. And then we've got our buddy, Steve, Bagger Bader over here. By the way, I hope he's got a link ready to throw out in the chat at any moment because he's up to what, 22?
22
20,
subscribers.
22 subscribers. So we'll,
Yep.
we'll make sure he tries to pick up one or two each show. We'll throw a link out there so you guys can see. He likes to just put on shorts and little things, kind of letting people know stuff, where he is and what's going on. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the color sheet. For anybody who's catching this replay later, if you want to be involved in the lives, being part of the chat, things like that, ask us questions while we're talking about all this stuff. Make sure you go over to Writing in the Ozarks, hit the subscribe, hit that bell, and set it to all so you'll be notified when we're doing lives as well. Otherwise, you're at the mercy of YouTube to tell you what videos they think you'll be interested in, which ones you're not, if you don't set it to all. So make sure you hit that. We've got a few people showing up here in the chat tonight. We've got Lone Cowboy Adventures in the house. We've got Doug in here from sunny Ohio, sarcasm included. Where's our man Bama? We know where he's at. He's down there in Arkansas. Bama, we'll be down in your area Saturday morning. We're heading that way. A little personal note there. Firecrackers plan on doing some Christmas shopping. I'm planning on doing some drinking. Well, we got 25 people over there, and it says in the viewers, and not very many people chatting. There's JS. JS at evening all. Wolfstang is in the house. Hey, y'all. Sparky's here. Wagonators are joining in. Hey, everybody. So we got a pretty good crowd already, 25 in the chat. So we're going to talk about some Harley news and the color sheet and stuff from the video I put out a couple weeks ago. We haven't done a video since Nick Dawn's in here, since I did that video. There's Chase from Northwest Arkansas. Chase and Sarah Foster. So that's what that CFS stands for. He just put bars on his BMW R18. Now, have you seen anybody do like taller bars on the BMW R18 baggers and stuff yet?
I have not, but it makes sense.
Well, Chase did them. We'll see how he likes them. Yeah. I told him when I see his bike with the bars on it, I want to sit on it and see how they feel. So, Anyway, so we'll touch a little news first while we let people get in here and stuff. If you guys haven't heard, and I'm sure you probably haven't because nobody really freaking cares, but it is news. Harley Davidson sold another brand product, whatever you want to call it, off. The Serial 1 electric bicycles are no longer a product or division of Harley Davidson. They've sold those off to a company out of Florida. So, have either one of you guys ever got to ride one of those?
Nope, but I got video of you riding one.
You do. And I rode one around Lake of the Ozarks Harley Davidson's parking lot about a year ago. It was interesting, I mean, I wouldn't say they were, something that I would mind having, except for the price. Again, the HD price tag on there was not affordable. So I would say if you really want a Serial 1 electric bicycle, now is the time, because Harley Davidson has done away with them. I'm sure dealers are told to get them out of there. They're no longer going to be a Harley product. I think it was Gail's Harley Davidson up there was giving away like 3 of them for a Black Friday deal or something at a giveaway there at the store.
Oh, wow. Yeah, could be. Let me ask you, there seems to be a lot of electric bicycles out there today. Do you think maybe Harley didn't anticipate that much competition and they thought, you know what, let's just get out of it while we can? Because they're probably not going to concentrate on them like someone that was just manufacturing electric bikes only.
Right. I mean, I think they need to, especially with this economy, focus on their core market, their core products, what they can do best, not be sidetracked with things like an electric bicycle that they can't compete on price again, or they don't want to. So we got some more people in the chat here. There's Marvin. I think Marvin was from Ohio. Marvin messaged me earlier. Now, Marvin, I'm going to tell a little story here about what he was messaging me earlier. He was asking about Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue. They're thinking about going to that to next year. It'll be their first like big bike event, rally kind of thing. And I said, that we like to stay in Eureka Springs. It's a little more of a party atmosphere than Rogers and stuff. But it's still, I mean, if you're not a big drinker, there's still plenty to do in Eureka Springs and have a good time. And it's not got that big city, Oh, I got to get around, fight traffic, all that kind of stuff. What would you say to somebody who was concerned whether Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue would be a good first big event or not? I mean, compared to other big rallies, how do you think it stacks up for somebody on their first time?
Well, the first thing I would say is I quit drinking 2.5 years ago, and I've been every year, and I have a blast. So you certainly don't have to drink if you don't want to. It's all kind of what you want to make it. If you want to have a great time, you will. It's a really good rally. I still say it's my favorite rally, even over Sturgis. I know most people probably won't agree with that, but there's so much riding to be done, and I enjoy spending my day riding. Then in the evenings, I'm happy to socialize, go to the cat house or wherever and party. But yes, Eureka Springs, I would also recommend. Let that be your ground zero. And, when you wake up in the morning, as soon as you get out on the highway, I mean, you're in heaven.
Yeah, you can't go the wrong direction out of Eureka Springs if you want to ride. Now, Firecracker, you've been to a few bike rallies in the last, 8 years that you've been with me. You've been to Sturgis twice now, BBB, Lake of the Ozarks. Out of like those big events, because we haven't been to Daytona yet, which one do you think is more about drinking and partying? How would you rate them? Which ones do you go to for the party atmosphere?
I would say the Lake of the Ozarks, just because it's close to home. There's riding, but we don't normally do the riding. I feel that we do a lot of drinking when we're at Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue, but we save that more in the evening. We do riding. I personally think that if it's your first rally and you want something to experience that's not too wild and crazy, Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue is a good one, because you could keep yourself busy riding all the time, but also enjoy the nightlife and all that. Sturgis, I love going to Sturgis, and there's a lot of riding, but it's so crowded, and really you want to go and enjoy. Like, if you want to go there to drink, I mean, I feel it's not the place unless you're at one of the campgrounds that you really want to get out, like, and go downtown Sturgis drinking. So, Eureka's, the motels are pretty close to the bar life, so it's easy to get what is it, $5 a person for a cab, was it?
Yeah, how many people did we put in that limo?
I don't remember.
We tied their record, which was like 13 in one limo.
But I mean, it's the motels are close enough. You could go be safe and enjoy that stuff, but also you could go riding, and you're close enough to Rogers, where the big Harley dealer is, and all the other vendors and stuff, that it wouldn't take you several hours to get there.
Yeah, I mean, a ride from the motel to the bar scene in Eureka Springs is, 5-10 minutes at most. In Rogers, that could be a totally different thing. Rogers is a lot bigger town. All right, so
I was just going to also mention that typically in the hotels, in the parking lots, it's usually not too hard to find a little party going on.
Oh yeah, you can just hang out at the hotel and drink, and we drink a little bit at the cat house, but usually, we head back to the motel and we just sit around at the motel out in the parking lot, tell stories and drink and dance in the rain if we got married that day, things like that.
Yeah.
So, well, I guess we made everybody wait long enough, so let's throw this color sheet up here, and I'm going to pull it up. Hopefully everybody can read it, but I'm going to pull it up on my computer as well. We got a lot of people in the chat here, 35 people. A lot of people want to know what's up with the 2024 colors and things. So, I guess first thing I want to do, kind of bring up as we talk about this, because I put this video out 12 days ago about the colors, and traditionally, if a motorcycle was getting a lot of upgrades, like they were going to do, a whole refresh and a bigger motor and things like that, it wouldn't be on the color sheet. Now, there are 2 bikes that are missing from the color sheet this year, which would imply that either they're getting cut or they're getting upgrades. But there's a bike on the color sheet this year, the Street Bob, and there's pretty substantial evidence or rumors that Harley Davidson was at least considering, if not, for sure, going to put a 117 in that bike. And yet it's on the color sheet. So for me, that kind of, I've been thinking about that and what that could mean. And that could mean that Harley got wise to the fact that we're going through this color sheet and we're saying, oh, well, these are what are getting upgrades and these are what are not. And so now maybe the only thing that's not on the sheet is what's getting cut. And if something's getting an upgrade, it may be on the sheet. So we don't know ahead of time that it's getting an upgrade, and we won't know till January when bikes start shipping. Now, for everybody that doesn't know how this works, the first week of January, they're going to ship what they call the carryover models. And that's the models that are getting no upgrades. Those will start shipping out. You'll see dealers start putting videos up as they pull them off the trucks, and that's all allowed. That's okay. That's in Harley's playbook. What will happen is, like, I put it in those videos, but I think it was January 24th is when they're going to actually have like their announcement, or, assuming they do a video like they've done the last few years, that's when the video will come out showing what their new models are and stuff. Now, you guys, what do you think about this? Do you think it's possible that they've wised up and that they're got models on the sheet that are actually going to be upgraded instead of leaving them off the sheet this year?
What's your thoughts, April?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, isn't it?
I mean,
yeah.
but I mean, Harley, it's hard to tell, but I mean, Harley's not dumb. They pay attention to social media. We've learned that, right, Firecracker? I mean, they absolutely pay attention to social media. So if they see, oh, people are picking up on this, they've learned that this means this, they could change the playbook.
But you said, so your question is, do I think that the ones that aren't on there are gone? But yet, didn't you just mention that one of them on there you thought was getting an upgrade?
Right.
So
used to be this sheet would not contain bikes that were going to get a substantial upgrade. I think they may have changed that mode of operation, and this sheet probably includes all models except for the ones that are cut. That way we don't know which one ahead of time is getting upgrades and which one aren't. And the reason Harley would want to do that, if you guys aren't paying attention, is I had somebody email me and ask me this question. Should I buy this bike now and get a big savings on a 2023 at the end of the year, or should I wait for 2024 and see if it gets an upgrade? And that's what a lot of people are asking themselves. Let's say the Street Bob is the bike. In my latest video, I talked about that. There are rumors it's going to get a 117, and there's videos out there by somebody else that talks about that. It's not just something I made up. And there is reasonable suspicion. JS did a video on it to think that could happen. So if they know that we're going to look at the sheet, and if it's not on here, we're going to know it's either cut or getting an upgrade, and you're thinking about a Street Bob, then you might wait to see if it gets the upgrade, because it's going to get an upgrade. You're not going to buy one now. You're going to wait. Now, if they put it on the sheet, whether it's getting an upgrade or not, you now don't know. And so maybe you'll buy a 2023 end of the year special, save some money, or maybe you'll wait and you don't really have a good way of determining, if that bike's getting new features or not. And that's something they want to kind of wait till January 24th to reveal. That's the public reveal for the 2024 new models will be on January 24th, which is a Wednesday. Usually they do it at 9 a.m. So we'll see if that all holds true this year. But I'm just kind of wondering if they didn't kind of get wise to what we've been doing by analyzing this stuff, and they're trying to, keep it more of a secret. Do you guys think that Harley would catch on to that? Do you think that's possible, in the realm of possibility?
Sure. Some corporate head, that's his job. But what'll be fun is when the 24th arrives, and you put out your new video on the 25th on what really did, what occurs. That's what I'm going to be looking forward to.
Yeah. Dunn Life said last year had the anniversary red. What color do you think we guys might get as a special limited edition color? So
I don't think it'll be red since it was last year, but it will be interesting to see.
by the way, 87 Ricer did see Firecracker's bike in person at the toy run, and he said the videos don't do it justice, and that's true.
Yeah.
They don't do her justice either. Now, Wagonaire said, I would gamble and wait to see what comes out.
I mean, you waited this long, but
that's what I'm thinking,
I'm a sucker for a sale too. So, I mean, is the upgrade going to be that much?
Well, and for you,
they're most likely going to raise the price. And so, am I better off getting the older one that has the, not the upgrade at a pretty big discount? I mean,
right. That was the question someone asked me, and they're like, I can get a really good deal on this model right now. The dealers are trying to unload them. If we've been paying attention to my videos, the floors are full of inventory. There is more dealer inventory now on the floor than there has been since the new CEO took over in 2020. This is the most inventory they've had ever since he took on 3.5 years ago, or 3 years ago, whatever it's been exactly. But anyway, I guess it's 3.5 because it was after I started the channel. So 3.5 years ago.
Economy too. Look at your economy.
So people can't afford.
I went Black Friday shopping, like we were discussing this. Black Friday shopping. It was usually it's pretty busy, but it wasn't near like it normally is. And I don't know, we were discussing, is that because a lot of things you could just do online, or is it the economy where people just don't have the money to spend as much money?
I'm waiting to hear what the Black Friday sales records are. If this was like overall online and in stores bigger or smaller than previous years.
Yeah, there's two ways to look at that. I mean, it could be if we all understand that the economy sucks right now. So maybe everybody waits till Black Friday to get those sales because they need to save money. That might boost those numbers because of that reason. But it will be very interesting to see how.
Firecracker can tell you, we've been together 8 years, and I have had a dealership call me multiple times in the last 2 months, offering me the best trade-in money I could think of getting for my bike, discounts, said my name was on a list, and they didn't know why I was on this list, but I was on a list with 24 other people, and I was going to get an extra $1,500 off from Harley Davidson on top of whatever the dealer could make me, things like that. I have not had sales tactics like that in the last 8 years. I mean, there are some sales out there that are very aggressive. If you've been paying attention, if you're signed up on the email list for your local dealer, you're probably getting emails about, 1.99% APR with approved credit. Of course, you got to have like a 840. So, but, shit like that. So, I mean, so Steve, do you know who Gold Star Harley Davidson is? St. Louis area. They're kind of in the Festus, South St. Louis area.
No.
Yeah. So Scott here just said advertisement 0 down 1.99. Bama said his wife said that. Bama said that Walmart was down this year. The Diablo limited number thing they did was impressive to me, but don't know how many times they'll do that. So plenty of stuff left over at Walmart. Yeah, they didn't sell out. I think people have a lot more information than they did years ago. COVID killed the event. Folks noticing that a lot of these deals these days aren't deals made not much of a thing, and I saw people started, like Amazon started on the 17th. The 17th ran for 10 days, 17th through the 27th. Bare Knuckle Performance, which I'm going to give those guys a shout out. I ordered something from them on Wednesday night at 40% off. That was their highest percent off was on Wednesday night before Thanksgiving. They actually went down in the percent of, what they were giving off as the weekend stretched out. So they tried to nab people's money before they spent it somewhere else, and they got mine because I ordered some Dyna parts for them. By the way, if you don't know, Bare Knuckle Performance is made in Missouri. It's another, not only is it made in the U.S., but it's made here in Missouri up by St. Louis. So I wanted to support those guys. I've been checking out some of their products, so I was excited to get something from them at a big discount. 40% is a pretty good discount.
Yeah. I've got a Dixon addiction, and they were throwing out sales
$30, baby.
for a long. I mean, for the last how many? I mean, well before Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So I don't know what this color sheet means as far as models that are not on there. The two models that are not on this sheet, we're gonna bring it up right now, is the Pan America 1250 standard model. So right here in the top left, like I said, I'm sorry if it's a little hard to read, but it is the Pan America Special, and it comes in Alpine Green, Billiard Gray, Red Rock, Birch White, and Vivid Black. So I've got this blowed up on my other monitor where I can see it. So you have
four different colors.
4 different colors. One is a two-tone.
In the past, they've only had 2 colors. Am I correct?
2 or 3 for the Pan America.
Okay.
But the next model right here is the Sportster S. We jumped straight from the Pan America Special to the Sportster S. No Pan America Standard, which does not surprise me because the Pan America Special was the best-selling adventure bike the year it came out in the United States. Everybody wants that adaptive ride height suspension. They want all the features and the bells and the whistles if they're spending that kind of money. The Standard didn't sell well. So, somebody said Sir Dyke and Festus. Yeah. So it's now called Gold Star Harley Davidson. And where I was going with that, you know what they were doing for Black Friday? Buy like a Road Glide Limited or an Ultra Limited or something like that and get a free 4-wheeler.
God,
essentially, it was like, it was like buy a $30,000 or $35,000 motorcycle and we'll give you a $4,000 or $5,000 4-wheeler for free or for $100 or something. It was some kind of promotion like that. And then they had like buy a Softail and they were giving away like some Chinese little motorcycle, like a pit bike or something. But yeah, buy one, get one free. So you buy a Harley and get something else, a lot less value, but for free. Yeah. But that, I mean, I haven't seen sales like that in a long time.
Yeah,
that's aggressive.
Big time.
So, and for anybody who, if you can't see this sheet, I did a video on this 12 days ago. You can go find that video. You can pause the screen and roll through this stuff, but we'll roll through it pretty quick tonight. Try to. So the next bike on the list is the Sportster S, and it gets 4 colors as well. So the Pan America had a new color called Alpine Green. It had Billiard Gray, which is basically, primer that's been clear coated. That's kind of how I feel about the grays. Red Rock and Birch White, those were kind of new colors or new schemes. So we get to the Sportster S, and it's got the Red Rock, but it's solid. It's not a two-tone. It's got the Billiard Gray, but it's got a blue, shark skin blue. And then it's got Vivid Black. Now, blues are one of those colors that I personally pay attention to because I like blues, and they don't do them every year. That's for sure. I mean, so we're going to have a couple of different blues this year. They give them different names. I can't wait to see what they are. But yeah, we got a shark skin blue. Any idea what that? You think that's going to be like a light blue? What would you associate it shark skin blue with?
I'm going to say a little bit darker, and normally the greens are dark. So I'm going to say it's a little bit darker blue than typical. I have a 17 Road Glide. It's Superior Blue. It's probably in the middle of your blues, which I love, but
so
be my guess.
Now, the base model Sportster gets 2 colors, primer gray with clear coat and Vivid Black. That's what I'm going to call Billiard Gray all years, primer with clear coat. Just because I know it's going to aggravate the shit out of people that love gray, but I'm not sure. What's everybody else think, of the gray colors? Come on, y'all can roast me out here in the chat and tell me to quit being a dick or whatever. But I mean, have you had enough grays? We had Gunmetal Gray, and we've had Battleship Gray, and now we've got Billiard Gray. 3 years in a row, we've gotten gray.
I'm a Gunship Gray guy. I like silver too.
So I'm kind of a sucker for orange. And this next bike is the 975S, the RH 975S. That's the Nightster Special, and they've got Baja Orange. which we've seen that like with black on the Street Bob and stuff like that. But Baja Orange is one of I like that color. Then they're doing black denim. So you're going to have that dull black, the primer, and red rock. So far, the first 4 bikes, 3 of them have red rock in them in one form or fashion, whether it's part of a two-tone or straight up. So I think red rock is going to be a big theme we're going to see. It looks like that, and you'll see this kind of continue through the sheet here.
With rock being, an earth tone, do you think that's probably going to be some form of a maroonish kind of burgundy type red? Or do you think it'll be bright red?
I think it's good. I mean, when I think of red, okay. Now, Firecracker, do you know what this next bike is? The FBS?
No.
Fat Boy.
I can't even see your sheet, to be honest with you. It's too blurry.
Well, okay. I know it's a little hard to do, and it's people that are on phones are going to be like squinting and having eye strain and everything else. So
this is an eye chart.
Let's see what the comments thought about my gray comment. So I think the Road King special is losing the blue for 2024. I've been looking for 2023, but really low stock. Gray is always going to sell better than white. Well, and I won't say it won't. Battleship Gray, Master Race checking in. Now we're seeing grays everywhere. Kia, Honda. I absolutely love gray. The Battleship is cool, but it needs a splash of color to offset it a tad. I like the idea of colors, but then I buy black. I like orange on the Highway King. If you have any color, you can have any color you want as long as it's black. That sounds like something from Harley Davidson.
That's I'm looking at the breakout on the Harley Davidson website, and on the breakout, the orange is called Baja Orange. And when I saw that in person, I thought that was a really pretty color of orange.
Yeah,
I would, I wouldn't have a problem having my bike that color at all.
You guys, I can tell you, as the person that sent this to me, sent it over text, not over email, so the photos get downgraded. I'm sharing it with you the best quality I can. So, so the Fat Boy is going to get primer, red rock, shark skin blue, and vivid black. So again, we got shark skin blue in here again already, but that red rock that's 4 out of 5 now.
I'm going to be anxious to see that color and the blue shark skin. The sharks are gray, so is it kind of a blue gray?
Maybe.
I'll be anxious to look for those colors.
The next bike on the list here, the FLHCS Chrome and the FLHCS Black. That is the Heritage Softails. That's what those are, and you can get that in chrome or black trim. And in one of them, in chrome, you can have Alpine Green, Billiard Gray, Red Rock, Vivid Black, two-tone, and then Vivid Black. Now, in the blackout version, you get an Atlas Silver Metallic, which I think we've had like an Atlas Silver in the past. And then Red Rock, Vivid Black, and just Vivid Black. So that's what's in store for the Heritage. Now, guys, you got to give me a second to look up all the codes because I don't have them all memorized. But yeah, so FX BBS is the next one there, and that's the Street Bob. And that's the one that, we have reason to believe, just ask JS. He did a whole video kind of, talking about some of this, that it's going to get a 117. So if it gets a 117 and it's on a list, that just proves that Harley is wised up and they're going to keep stuff on the list just to keep us guessing. But that's going to get the Baja.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
I'd like in the chat, I'd like who out there really thinks a lot of the Street Bob. It seems to be getting a lot of traction, and Harley seems to be focusing in on it quite a bit. There's a lot of, it's probably getting more talk currently than any other bike, non highway bike, in my opinion.
I rode the Street Bob. A buddy of mine has a Street Bob. He's offered to let Firecracker ride it. He's got forward controls on his. One of the things that she didn't like about the Street Bob was mid controls.
Yeah.
But it's got that kind of old school feel and vibe, mini apes, no gauges, not a lot of frills and stuff on it, kind of, stripped down looking. A couple years ago, it didn't even have a passenger pillion or rear pegs, and they recently added that to it. So, Firecracker, do you have something you wanted to say about the Street Bob?
Oh, I was reading the comments and people saying they needed more blue and greens, and I'm thinking, or orange and greens, and I'm thinking we need more purples in here.
What about pink? What about a pink I've seen a lot of women do a custom paint job with pink, and it can look badass.
And
but you got to appeal to the masses,
right?
But you could produce some and make it, some pinks or something to appeal to some women, or some colors that would appeal in maybe in just a specific bike that they would consider for a lot of women ride.
When my male to female ratio gets anywhere near even on YouTube, I will personally message Harley Davidson executives and tell them that we have finally reached the quota where women riders are equal to men riders in popularity and buying power, and that they should cater to them. Because the fact is, at least on social media, for my channel, it's 90% dudes.
Oh yeah.
Who are into Harleys. I mean, honey, I love that you're into Harleys, but I'm, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm thinking that women purchasers are still the minority. And so you're going to have a hard time getting a dealer or a brand to cater to female riders with a stock paint set. Now, they'd be happy to, do a purple ice and stuff like Pig Trail does for the lady that really wants to spend the extra 10 grand.
Yeah. Well, hey, Mike, that Highway King, didn't it come out with kind of a pink?
Magenta.
Yeah. At first I thought it was stupid, and then I kind of dug it the more I saw it.
And they do a purple bike occasionally, but
they do.
I think it's
purple,
and
a lot of there's plenty of guys that like purple.
Men like purple. All I'm saying is maybe they could do, like somebody just said, do a breast cancer one or something for 1 year in just like a soft tail that you say is good for women. Do it as an enthusiast model, limited edition, an extra grand or two for the paint set. That's what the enthusiast boils down to. Is it's a stock bike with a special paint set, limited edition. That's what the green camo or green olive drab Pan America and trike and stuff is all about. You could do a breast cancer edition and do 2 or 3 bikes 1 year, with special limited paint set that would really appeal to that niche market. That would be okay. I just think in these stock colors, you're not going to see that yet. I just think that it would be something worth them trying. Shit, they may get all kinds of women in there buying a new bike just because that's, a color, it may appeal to women that they're coming out with something that's,
03 Road King made a comment here, and I'm going to probably make a comment that may not be very popular, but Harley has more female content creators now more than ever. Do you know why they have more female content creators now than ever? Because dudes would rather watch a gal on this screen than they would me. I mean, that's the reality. You got 80%, 90% males. They would rather watch a female than a male.
bring on those titties, baby. Woo!
Yeah, and I'm not trying to diss any female creators. There's some very good ones. And I'm not saying all of them, but the fact is, if you got my face on a thumbnail or you got her face on a thumbnail for the same thing, you probably'd rather watch her and listen to her if she is good or just as good as me, but she's more attractive to look at. So, there's a lot of female creators that are, popular because men would rather watch a female than watch a male. Guys don't go to male strip clubs. They go to female strip clubs. They'd rather look at women. I mean, I'm not trying to cut anybody down, but the numbers and the number of channels you see out there that are using that to bait people in are, a lot.
Yeah.
And they get popular, even if their content's crap.
I know. I love it
if they're willing to show their expensive boob job.
Yeah. The women channels that I enjoy are the ones that will appear a little bit sexy, but they actually have great content. A little mix of both, and I think that's not a bad way to go. Certainly, there's some female channels out there that are just you're like, holy shit, God.
I encourage Firecracker to make more videos. She feels like it, great. If she doesn't, okay. But there are, and I'm not going to call anybody out by name, but if you go out and look, you can find plenty of female writers that are dressing skimpy. They're doing things to draw that crowd. That is the substance of their channel.
Yeah. And there's quite a few of them that aren't like that and that try to be informational and encourage women that they can do it. And that's the, that's the ones that I would be more interested in watching, of course, but I'm a female. So, but if I'm going to sit down and take time away from doing something else or my family, then I'm going to watch one that's informational for me and maybe something I'm interested or check this out because they're giving me information on a rally or something to see if maybe that's something I want to do.
Right. And like I said, I'm not trying to diss on all women creators or anything else. There are plenty of great female content creators out there, but there's also plenty of, people out there who are, and it's not just women. I mean, I went through this at 6:00 tonight. Somebody sent me an article talking about or saying, hey, did you hear about India and going direct sales to consumers? I'm like, what are you talking about? So I go out and Google it because I hadn't seen anything. And I keep a pretty close eye on this new stuff. Sorry for everybody if I'm getting off topic, but hang on. So there's the number one hit's a video that says Indian CEO announces direct to consumers, dealers are no more dealers. He had no reference material, no links to nothing. I watched 5 minutes of it and I knew he's full of shit. The only other article out there was from something during COVID where they were talking about you could order online and have it delivered, and that was during COVID. And then you go through the guy's titles and descriptions. He's got a little over 1,000 subscribers. He's only put out like 30 videos in the last 40 days or something. He's doing a video every other day and they're all headline clickbait bullshit. And he's getting 10 and 20,000 views. And it sucks to see somebody make shit up and get views like that. That's absolute bullshit. He's not showing his face. He's using a bot voice to read some script. And, it's just a crap ass channel. And there's plenty of them that are, whether male or female.
Yeah. The good channels like yours, it's too bad you can't reach out to the person and say, we've seen this time and time again. You're gonna have a quick shot of watches, but it's gonna fade quickly. Well, there's no, it doesn't last. It's been proven. You've got to. If you're gonna be on here, you better have your facts.
Well, we'll move on. I don't want to get too far off topic. The next bike on the colors list here is the FXBR. And that's the breakout that just came back. So the breakout, for you, those of you who can't read it, it's getting the Alpine green again. The clear coat primer, blue burst, which is a new color now, vivid black, and now another new color called white onyx pearl. That's the first we've seen of this white onyx pearl in the list. So we've got, for new colors so far this year's Alpine green, this red rock, sharkskin blue, and now we've got a blue burst, whatever that is. So there's two different blues coming. Now, I think, to me, sharkskin blue is probably more of a pale blue. Blue burst, I think it was more of a bright blue, as a guess.
Too. Yeah. How important is it to you guys out there of the colors? How important is a role does that play in you purchasing a new bike? That'd be kind of interesting to hear. I would say for myself, the color isn't near as important as the bike I pick. The style of bike I pick is going to be the real important, purchase.
So I don't know if Witchcraft is, I saw somebody reference Witchcraft in the comments here, but I haven't seen a comment from them in a while. I don't know if I missed them.
Yeah, they're in the shop working.
I didn't see a comment from them and stuff, so I thought maybe I'd missed them. But those are friends of ours, and those are real bikers. And they, somebody said something about her making content and stuff, and that's another aspect of YouTube and content. Is I'd rather see real people, not people who are doing this to get views, who don't really ride motorcycles, or they ride once a month to bike night. Green is bad luck, old biker rule number 12. And that Alpine green thing, that could affect sales. I mean, some people believe in that, some don't. But the enthusiast model, when they did the olive drab green, a lot of people were into it because it's a military color. So can y'all read the number, what comes after the breakout? That's the Lowrider S, FXLRS. And it's going to get billiard gray, red rock, the sharkskin blue, and vivid black. The next bike is the Lowrider ST, and it's going to get billiard gray, red rock, and vivid black. So what do you think? Those two bikes are kind of tied together. One's with the fairing, one's without. The ST has been really popular, but it only got 3 colors, and the Lowrider S got 4. I was kind of surprised at that.
Yeah, I'd love to hear Harley's reasoning for that.
I mean, don't you guys think, from what you've seen, at least on social media and stuff, that the Lowrider ST's been super hot, super popular?
I would say it's probably arguably the most popular bike going right now.
I would say for sure in the Softail line, and yet they only gave us 3 options for it, but they gave us 4 for the Lowrider S. So,
in fact, Jess with riding her 2 wheels the other day said, had the Lowrider ST been available in 2018, that very well may have been the bike she bought instead of the Road Glide.
Because of the weight?
Yeah, because of the weight.
So Lone Cowboy Adventures, I have a question. Some of the colors that we've seen this year, are they pretty close to what they will be releasing in your opinion? I mean, the description of the colors seems like it to me. I can't imagine. I mean, to me, and maybe I'm colorblind, but I didn't really see what the difference between gunmetal gray and, battleship gray was, or whatever the deal was. The last 2 grays to me were not drastically different. I don't expect this billiard gray to be drastically different either. I think it's a new name so that somebody will say, oh, they carried the same paint set for 2 years in a row.
Right.
With a slightly different shade.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
What do you think, Firecracker? You got an opinion on this, right? Colors matter to you. Colors matter to you more probably than anybody I know, if it's the right color.
But that's not going to make me choose my bike. But I'm not going to choose I mean, it's going to matter to me when I go get a bike. If I want a bike, they're going to have a color I like. I mean, otherwise it's, black, which I'm not
So
much of a just black bike.
I want to rewind. Did you start this comment off with, I'm not going to buy a bike based on the color?
She
I
did.
just said,
Why did you buy your first Harley?
because it was purple. And I learned my lesson on that.
Hold it. Okay.
And I learned my lesson on that.
Okay.
But what I'm saying though is if I'm going to go buy a new bike, I'm going to know what bike I want to buy. Just like I knew what bike I wanted when I bought my bike now. I had it painted purple because I didn't have it. But my next bike, I'm not going to go and probably have it painted right away. So most likely they're going to have a color that I'm okay with, that I will deal with until I can afford to get it painted, I guess.
Hey, April, I got a question for you. So let's say that they don't have a purple bike and you're ready to buy. You found the bike and you're like, man, this is the bike. But unfortunately, it doesn't come in purple. What if it came in white and you could have it pinstriped at, at the upcoming bike rally? You could have it pinstriped purple.
I actually, when I was looking at the sport lights and the lake had a white one, and I actually liked the white one. I liked it better than black because I feel like, because that was I had talked about, I could do pinstriping or something on it, but I feel like the pinstriping shows up better on the white. It's more of a pop because it's a lighter color. So I wouldn't be afraid to go with white, but it wouldn't be my first choice in colors if there was something else I liked.
So Scott said, Mike, I want a Riding in the Ozarks t-shirt printed on the back. So yeah, guys, I don't know what to tell you. I may look into this again, but there is merch on Spring Tea or whatever, Teespring. Underneath my YouTube videos, there should be like a whole little line where you can click on t-shirts and stuff, and you can order them and just get one-offs. I can make stuff probably printed locally, but then I got to print 20 of them and they got to be, a certain shirt and a certain color and things like that. And you're going to have to pick out of what I got, and I can't keep as much stock. They're a little more expensive through Spring Tea or Teespring or whatever the hell it is now, but you can get them that way, and you can pick what color shirts you want. If you want long sleeve, if you want a hoodie, and they're kind of a just basic design right now with my logo on the front, or, and on the back bigger, things like that. I need to work on some merch, but I need a graphic artist that doesn't charge me anything because I'm poor. I spend my money on bike parts and stuff. And it's Christmas time. So, but yeah, there is some merch out there. And, it's kind of, I hear people say this and it's like they don't know it's there. And I feel bad. I don't want to like promote it because you have to set the price on there, and I've got it like set where I make $1. I just round it up to the nearest dollar over the cost. I don't make anything off of it. I'm not trying to make money off of it. It's just there for if people want it. I tried to do the whole t-shirt thing, and that was kind of a pain in the butt. We're working on some ideas. Somebody got a press, and we got a table, and as soon as Christmas is over, we're going to get that set up, and she's going to be able to make some shirts. And Scott, if you take her over to the Great American Dive Bar and buy her one of those fancy seafood platters for $50, I bet she'll make you a shirt with whatever the fuck you want on it. I took her to eat there, and I think it was like $40 for the shrimp boil thing with crab legs and everything else that she wanted, but it was really good. Yeah, Great American Dive Bar. Have you been to that place yet, Steve?
Yeah, they're in Lake of the Ozarks.
Yeah. Did you eat there?
Really cool.
Did you eat there?
I have not ate there, no.
Oh, well, take your wallet when you're like ready to smash some shit. They have really good food.
Hey, but you got to invite me to go with you. You don't have to buy, just invite me to go.
I have a few hats, and I didn't do patches. We'll see what's on there on Teespring, but it's mostly like Teespring's mostly like t-shirts, hoodies, that kind of stuff. And I was just trying to do it because people had asked, but it's kind of a big deal to like keep your own merch if you're gonna, because everybody I've looked into it, everybody screen prints wants you to do a minimum order of like 20 shirts,
Right.
and then I've got $300 or $400 tied up in shirts, and then if somebody wants one, I got to go ship it and mail it, and it's it costs me more than it's worth. I'm not making any money off of them. If I had to make money off of them, for the time of messing with them and everything else, nobody'd want to buy them.
Yep.
All right. Moving on. The next one, I was not sure if we'd see this bike on the list. Softail Standard. Do you know why I was not sure we'd see it on the list and what's special about it this year?
Talk to me.
2 colors. It's always been Vivid Black and Vivid Black only, as far as I know.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the only color I've ever seen it in is black.
So this year you can get it in gray primer with clear coat. So basically, they won't spray it with black if you want. They'll just spray it with clear coat instead. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, dude. That made me fucking laugh. That's
but
funny.
So that means that I wasn't sure just how much. So the Softail Standard's always been the 107. Do you think we're going to continue to see 107s again this year? Is it time
there's
yet?
Been a lot of talk. There's a lot of talk of that. I mean, that's the only. Wouldn't that be the only bike with a 107 in it?
No. Don't we still got 107s in the Street Glide Standard and the Road Glide Standard? 114s in the specials.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and
that's true.
117s in the STs.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I think everybody agrees the 107 served its purpose. It's time to bail now that you've got all these, the 114, the 117, the 121. Did they make a 124? Or are those just aftermarket kits?
That's aftermarket. So
okay.
So I think it's going to stay with the 107. Here's why. Economy sucks. They can keep this bike and they can try and keep the price low, and it's an entry-level Softail. And if the Street Bob gets the 117, that gives them even more offset between the Standard and the Street Bob. That much more difference between them. So it differentiates them more, and it keeps that 14,000. Now, if I was doing it, if I was Harley, if I was keeping it at the 107, I'd keep the price the same.
Yeah.
I wouldn't raise it. I'd keep it there. If you guys paid any attention to the video we did a couple of weeks ago about the Indian motorcycle lineup launch, all their low-end bikes under 15,000, 15 to 15, 17,000, everything underneath that, they didn't raise the price at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I agree. Yeah, keep the Standard right where it's at. Keep it as, economical as possible.
So, all I can say is I got a message saying they didn't, know where the hell I got this chart from, but there's a lot of info that is put on there that is incorrect, but the colors are right. So, I don't know what that means exactly, but the colors, at least the color names are right. Whether by models, whether these models are all going to come out or not come out, or if they're going to get upgrades or not, who knows? But
well, it looks like your sheets from Harley Davidson.
If not, somebody made a good fake.
So
it looks just like the ones I've seen in the past. Somebody in one of my videos, I've got a screenshot of his comment because I'm afraid he'll delete it. But he called me a moron and said half these colors wouldn't come out. So I'm going to wait till all these colors come out. Then I'm going to, remind him what a moron I am.
Well, I mean, if you're going to insult somebody, at least have some balls. Call, a moron, really?
Yeah, and
jackass, piece of shit. I mean, bring the heat.
Yeah, well, I don't have a beard for him to pick on no more. So had somebody said there was enough food in that beer to feed all of the Ethiopians, and I said, "No way, bro! I didn't get this fat by missing my mouth."
Right
So
on.
somebody said my wife and I have matching 2022 Softail standards. 107 is fine. They're 12K each. And that's what I think. I think the Softail standard will stay to 107 just to let that street bob differentiate more and kind of keep that low. I hope they keep that price locked in as close as they can, and as low as possible to give people that entry level to the Softail still.
Yeah.
Since we don't have the Sportster, and if you're not into the Revolution Max motors, that gives you an entryway into the Milwaukee 8 that's not, crushing the bank account.
Mm-hmm. And if the salesman's got a guy in there and he's thinking standard, and if he's reading the guy right, thinks he can win him over with a couple more $1,000 by offering a 117 street bob. You're going to feel that difference. A 107 to a 117, you're going to feel it. That might be the sales pitch needed to get, moving from the standard up to the street bob, which is $2,000 more.
So next bike on the list is the Road King Special. And again, comes in primer and clear coat, red rock, vivid black, and the white onyx pearl. Got 4 colors for the Road King Special and only 3 colors for the Lowrider ST. And again, somebody made that comment earlier that they're probably going to do specials with that. And I think they will. I think that's a clear coat sign right there that it's only got 3 color standard. There's going to be some enthusiast models again of the Lowrider ST, something like that, like they did with the Fast Johnnies. And it makes sense. That bike's hot. It's popular. Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
And I've owned a Road King, so I love it. When I see it in white, it just stands out to me. Something about that white on a Road King just looks fucking cool.
Well, the beard is gone at least for a while. Hey, but the Badgers are in the house. I'd hope everybody is having a great night. My dealer still had 2 2023 CVOs on the floor. If they can't sell those, that means the price is becoming more important to the buyer. The fact that we have the Road King Special, but we don't have the Road King Standard on this, either indicates that the Road King is not coming back, or the Road King is coming back and it's going to be some kind of upgrade like the 114. And I don't know if it'll happen this year or next year, but I do think it will happen at some point. This year we had the Highway King, which is essentially a Road King with a slightly different seat. And, they did the windshield that was gradient colored to match the paint and things like that. But I think the Road King Standard is going to come back, and with the Electric Glide gone, I think it's going to gain popularity as that entry-level bagger, entry-level touring bike.
I was kind of bullshitting around about the pink bike, but what about this, Mike? What if Harley Davidson picked out the 3 top selling bikes that women do buy brand new, and they make an icon series, and they do make a pink bike with one of the colors? Well, limited edition, right? So it's not like they're putting them on.
Yeah, but I don't know if you could do an icon. You could do an enthusiast maybe, but you only do 1 icon a year. But they said they would do 1 to 2, but with the economy being what it's done, they've only done 1 a year.
Okay.
I think you limit your market a lot if you cater to that. We'll see.
I apologize. Then I didn't realize they just did the 1. Yeah, I agree. That might be kind of badass to see if that makes if that increases sales with the women population out there.
Yeah, I don't know. I do think so. The JS did a video. I don't know if Jay's still in the chat here or not, but he did a video that you can buy a Road King, kinda, with the 114. It's a police edition. So they make a police edition Road King 114. You'd have to modify the seat and a few other small tweaks. But if you really want a Road King with the 114, all you got to do is pick up a police model somewhere, and they do occasionally show up at dealerships for sale. I think the rule is that if the dealership orders them for somebody and they sit on the floor for like 90 days and don't get picked up and get bought, then the dealer is allowed to sell them to an individual. At least that's what I've been told. So, Gun Life wants to know, do you think the VVT from the 121 will come down to any lower models? I got an opinion on that, and we'll talk about that when we get into some of the touring bikes here. I don't know that I got anything that'll hold water, but I do have some thoughts on it. So the next bike on the list is the FLH TK, and this only comes with black, not chrome. So, I'm going to assume most of these are chrome unless they specifically say black, and some of them will say black and chrome if they have both options. So this is the Electroglide, or the ultra limited, or whatever you want to call it, but the Batwing with the trunk is what it boils down to.
Fully dressed bagger. And again, we get primer with clear coat, red rock vivid black, shark skin blue, vivid black, white onyx pearl. So 5 colors for that one. And I want everybody who's a fan of the channel, if you decide to go in and buy a gray bike next year, tell them you want the primer with clear coat. Come on, you got to do it. We got to make this a thing. God, you're going to have a lot of haters.
I am. I don't know.
Still funny as hell, though.
Well, Sparky says, I can't see them discounting the Road King or the Electric Glide due to the fact that so many police agencies use them. Well, they already get a discount for the police agencies. They ain't paying. I promise you, they ain't paying what we're paying. It's kind of like the Shriners bikes. Shriners get a discount on the Shriners models, too.
So on the Ultra Limited, you're saying that it's not going to come with chrome? It's going to be blacked out?
It's what it looks like on the color sheet. Maybe that's a mistake. Maybe that's one of the mistakes on the sheet. Maybe this year this thing leaked way early, way wrong. Who knows?
I mean, that doesn't make sense to me. I would think that typically those dressed out bikes are chrome to the hilt.
But, bro, you got to remember, it was just a few years ago, 4 years ago, you couldn't get a Street Glide Special in chrome. I'm out of focus here. They were doing blacked out only on those. And then people were bitching about them because, like me, I wasn't going to buy a blacked out bike. It's just not my thing. I want chrome. Yep. So then they came back out with the chrome option. That was after I started the channel. Sorry. Hey, I'm back in focus.
Hey!
The magic of autofocus. So I don't know why, but yeah, it looks like that's the choice.
Wow. I'll be surprised.
FLHX. I know what this one is by heart. Anybody else? Street Glide. This is the standard. And it gets a whole bunch of colors, man. I mean, we're talking alpine green, primer and clear coat, blue burst, vivid black, white onyx pearl, and another new color called Whiskey Fire. And they're coming out with it on the standard model, not on just the specials. Now, Whiskey Fire, we didn't see that in any of the soft tails. And we're into the tourer bikes now. We see Whiskey Fire. And somebody said it was more of a kind of a burnt orange, a little more reddish. I don't know. I don't know if that comment was true, but that's what somebody said. They'd seen it, and that's what it was. Of course, they didn't offer to send me a color sheet with the colors on it, so I have to take the word for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get 6 colors for the standard. And that seems like a lot of colors for the standard, but maybe they're figuring with the economy, people are going to go with the more affordable models. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we do get 6 colors for the special too in chrome. So if we go in the Street Glide Special, we get alpine green, primer with clear coat, blue burst, vivid black, white onyx pearl, and Whiskey Fire again.
I'm thinking to myself, 6 colors. It's the number 1 or number 2 seller, right, for Harley Davidson. So I'm assuming that's probably why they're offering more colors, since it's such a popular bike.
Yeah, Road Glides and Street Glides are their most popular touring bikes, from what I understand, based on sales numbers.
I'm thinking the Whiskey Fire is going to be like a color like Fireball.
You think?
Yep.
Should say Whiskey Fireball. Get free bucket of Fireball shots with your purchase. The FLHXS Black has Atlas Silver Metallic, Blue Burst, Sharkskin Blue also, Vivid Black, White Onyx Pearl, and Whiskey Fire. No primer for the special in black. But you get two different blues.
That's kind of unique. I can't recall.
Now, how many colors did we have for ST last year, Steve, for the Street Glide ST?
2, right?
Wasn't it just gray and black?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Looks like we're stepping up the game here because according to this sheet, there's 6 colors.
Which
Atlas Silver Metallic, Blue Burst, Sharkskin Blue, Vivid Black, White Onyx Pearl, and Whiskey Fire, which is exactly the same colors as you get with the FLHX in black. So the ST is going to have the same color options as the special in black.
So again, they're offering more colors for their top selling bikes, and that makes sense to me.
Now, FLTRK. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that's the Road Glide Limited. Is everybody still with me over here in the chat?
Keep bringing it, people.
Yeah.
We need your input.
So Road Glide Limited, and it again, black only, no chrome. So the Ultra Limited was black only, and the Road Glide Limited appears to be black only for the trim, no chrome. And we're getting primer with clear coat, Blue Burst, Red Rock Vivid Black, Sharkskin Blue, and Vivid Black. So it looks like maybe the baggers this year, the fully dressed baggers, Road Glide and Ultra, are black trim only, no chrome.
Well, I'm on Harley's site. The bike that that pulls up when you pull up the Road Glide Limited is that blue, red, and gray bike, but the engine and exhaust, everything's blacked out. So maybe that sold well, and they're thinking, hey, if it's not broke, let's keep rolling with it.
To be honest, I couldn't tell you if they had a chrome option list last year or not.
I couldn't either.
So next we get into FLTRX. That should be the base Road Glide. Alpine green, primer with clear coat, Blue Burst, Vivid Black, White Onyx Pearl, and Whiskey Fire. The specials, we get the chrome and black engine trim options. And for the special with Road Glide with the chrome, we get Alpine green, Billiard gray, Blue Burst, Vivid Black, White Onyx Pearl, and Whiskey Fire. And for the black, we're going to get that Atlas Silver Metallic, which we haven't seen a lot of, but 1 or 2 models got it already. Blue Burst, Sharkskin Blue, Vivid Black, White Onyx Pearl, and Whiskey Fire. So the Whiskey Fire seems to be a big color for the touring models as well.
The Road Glide Limited last year had 3 options with chrome and 4 options with all black.
So the Badgers asked, do you think black parts are cheaper to source than chrome, which means they make more money? I don't know if this is still true, but I looked into this a few years ago, and the research I found said that they actually start with chrome and have to powder coat it to make black parts, and that's why black costs more than chrome, because they actually start with a chrome finish, scuff it up, and then powder coat it for it to stick, rather than starting with like a raw product. So I don't know if that's absolutely true. I don't manufacture this shit, but that is what I was told.
Interesting.
Now, I don't know about anybody else, but my videos froze up, Steve. You're just sitting there pouting.
Oh, really?
Am I moving on yours? Am I still there?
No,
Can you
you're
see
frozen.
this?
I'm moving on my end. I'm flipping you off right now in 50 different languages.
So maybe just me and Firecracker are frozen. Go along
I'm
with our-
moving.
I'm
Yeah,
not moving on.
You're
not moving on my end. I'm completely froze.
Me and April are moving on my end.
Well, as long as the crowd can see us, we're okay. Can everybody still see me moving around? If so, how many fingers am I holding up?
Let me guess. One.
Hopefully my chat keeps up. We'll see. I don't think so, because I think my chat's frozen. That last comment I had in my chat was from the Badgers, and I see a chat over here that says White Claw sponsored Soy Glide top seller.
I've got Sparky Asto. It's my last one. You're all moving and grooving, is what he said.
All right. Well, we'll just keep pouring on whether my shit's froze up or not. So where was I at? We did the Rogue Glide special in chrome. I did it in black too, because I talked about that. We had the Atlas silver metallic back. So the Rogue Glide ST, and it gets the same colors: Atlas silver metallic, blue burst, sharkskin blue, vivid black, white onyx pearl, and whiskey fire as the special in black trim. So you think that means the ST is going to be in black trim? I mean, it was in black trim before, wasn't it?
That's my recollection.
Firecracker, how do you remember it? Hey, I'm back. I'm moving again. My screen just updated and it said Mike frozen here now. Mike's frozen cold. Mike's the only one who's frozen, and now I'm back.
That's because it's
back on just in the nick of time.
That's because our heat's not working in our house. So it's freezing up.
Drink more whiskey. You'll warm up. Okay. So that brings us down to the trikes. And I didn't really cover these very well in my video, so we'll run through them real quick. The Tri-Glide is the first one. We get Alpine Green, Billiard Gray, Blue Burst, Red Rock Vivid Black, and Vivid Black. The other one is the Freewheeler, and that's got Alpine Green, Vivid Black, Billiard Gray, which I like to call primer and clear coat. That you guys are going to be sick of hearing that. Vivid Black. And then we got two options for the Tri-Glide. Now, I don't recall having that. Steve, are you still on Harley's website over there?
I am. The Tri-Glide.
Did it have two engine trims?
Well, it had 5 different colors.
Did it have chrome and black engine trims? Because this year it gets both options.
The only ones I'm seeing are chrome. I don't see any black trim.
Well, this year we're doing more colors, or doing several colors again, but we have black engine trim. So in the chrome, we get primer and clear coat, red rock, vivid black. And in the blacked out, we get Atlas silver metallic, sharkskin blue, and vivid black.
The Freewheeler this year only came with black trim. You know, black muffler and engine. The Rogue Glide, there was 6 different Rogue Glide 3 had 3 or 6 different color variations, 3 in chrome and 3 in black.
So that are the colors according to this sheet, which I've been told has some inaccuracies on it, but the colors are correct. But there's something else about the sheet that's not correct. So whether that's the chrome versus black, or if it's the models that are on the sheet, are any of these getting upgrades, not getting upgrades? That's interesting to see, because generally when I get messages in the middle of a live stream correcting me, it's from somebody who's pretty confident that they got the right answers.
Yeah, I agree. Well, that gives us something to look forward to on, would you say, the January 24th?
January 24th. So January 22nd, they're going to start revealing the carryover models. So those things will start shipping, showing up in videos on YouTube from dealers. I don't know what this means, but on January 9th, they have another product showcase thing that's virtual. And I expect that's probably for dealers or for something only. I don't know what that means. Maybe on January 9th, they're going to show people the carryover models in a separate video or something. I don't know. It says virtual. But then on the 22nd, the dealers are going to get a preview of the new models that are coming out. The 23rd, there's some more stuff for dealerships. Then the 24th is the public reveal. So Sparky said, thought the Freewheeler was replaced with the Road Glide 3. No, the Freewheeler is a non-fairing edition. So we have a Tri-Glide with the Batwing. We have the Freewheeler with no fairing. And then we have the Road Glide 3 with the Road Glide fairing.
Correct.
And I just want to remind everybody, because for all those guys who think I'm full of shit, not that any of you guys think that, I was the only person to leak the Road Glide 3 before it was launched on YouTube. So, yeah, once in a while, even a blind squirrel can find a fucking nut. All right, guys, any questions now, I guess, about all of this? What you think of the colors? Do you think there's stuff on the sheet that's inaccurate as far as models or chrome trim or things like that? I don't profess that everything on this sheet is perfect. I profess that this is what I was sent and it looks legit.
You know what? Obviously, the number one question is how many guys want black? I mean, black's obviously the most popular color. Is that still the general consensus with most, Harley Davidson owners? And, if they can't get black, what would be the second favorite color? I know for me, it would be kind of a gray, silver, or something like that would probably be my second pick. Black would never be my pick. I'll never buy a black one because I want to be different. I definitely love my blue bike. Love the color of it.
You know why I bought black? Because I'm a cheap ass and I can buy aftermarket parts in vivid black cheaper than any other color.
No, because you knew that you wanted a custom airbrush job on it.
Actually, no, it was because I was cheap. It's out the door as cheap as I could get it. That was all I cared. I wouldn't let them sell me any extras. No warranty shit, no service shit, no tire warranties, no add-ons. I wanted out the door as cheap as I can get. I'm a payment as low as I can stand to get it. And then if I want to upgrade, I'll pay cash out of my pocket, or also I'll have to cut somebody's kidney out and sell it on the black market.
I told my sales rep, I said, if anyone during this process tries to upgrade me with any of that shit in financing, I'm going to get up and walk out the fucking door.
They weren't bad to me. He offered me stuff and I was like, no. When we did April's bike, he, I think, tried to sell us a little more than when I bought my Street Glide from a different dealer. And it was the financing guy trying to upgrade us on warranties and shit like that. Oh yeah, but just think, if you get a tire, this will cover it and blah, blah, blah for so many years. How many tire repairs have you needed, Firecracker, in a year and a half, almost 2 years? February or March will be 2 years since you bought it. How many tire repairs have you had?
Just the one, and I just needed a new tire because I wore it out.
Right, wasn't a repair. It was just need a new tire because you rode that motherfucker like you stole it.
Damn right she did.
And I'm not saying extended warranties are not good. Some people have cashed in on them.
Yep.
They have their place, but for me, it was about keeping the payment as low as possible. And it was the same thing for her when we did that. Badger's here. I'm sure this has got to be Sonny, because if y'all didn't know, Sonny has a little experience in this arena. He says that's how they make bonus money, all the extras. Well, they got no bonus money off of me, and they didn't get no bonus money off of Firecracker.
Didn't Sonny have
I'm too poor.
didn't Sonny have a good tire purchasing experience in Southern Missouri? Or maybe that's where he got it figured out. Can't remember.
He had a problem there, and then he got it fixed in Southern Missouri also by a different independent shop.
Yeah,
a dealer wouldn't put
that's right.
He wouldn't put mismatched tires on.
Yeah, that's right.
And not all dealers are that way.
See, we're watching, Sonny.
We're paying attention to your life history. Tell Mama Badger we said hi.
Yes. Yep.
And congratulations on your 1 year of vlogging.
Yes. Damn.
It's more than I could stand to do. No, he's not bitter about that a year later either. Still. So, Done Life said buy black, then the wife won't notice when you upgrade. I don't think that's going to work for me. Somebody said that black used to have a waiting list in the 90s and it added money to the price. Badgers today was $365. I am done. Mic drop. Yeah. You're not going to do another $365?
You know, and I got to admit, I mean, he had some good content, you know. There was plenty of them that were, he did a good job, worked his ass off.
Well, they didn't get any extras on our loan. My loan, I didn't even finance it through Harley. They ran my credit and everything else and came back with the price and thought they had me sold. And I said, great. You know, I put a deposit down on it. But I said, if I walk in there and the interest rate's over 4%, I'm not buying it. And they're like, I'm like, make it happen. And they did. But they had to go outside of Harley to get the financing. But at that time, there was, you know, I had 0% of my car. Well, I wasn't going to pay a buttload of interest on a motorcycle regardless.
Yeah. I bought my 05 Road King in 2012 and then started saving up. And so when 2017 come around, I had cash. And that's why I told him, I said, I'm giving you cash money and I'm not buying one single upgrade. So just, I don't even want to hear it.
Harley actually considers people like you a deadbeat customer. Well, that may be how they consider me, but they hate cash buyers. I've had other people say that they will give you a better deal if you finance because they know they're going to make something off the financing, and their hope is that you won't like refinance and they lose the financing. But my buddy at Sturgis bought a bike and he paid cash, and they gave him a price, and he said, okay, if I pay cash, what's the price? And they gave him a bigger discount.
Supply and demand. I mean, if they needed to move a bike, then they're gonna play ball. But I agree with Sonny. Yeah, nobody likes a cash buyer. You know, if you're buying a car, truck, motorcycle, boat, whatever, they want to finance that thing.
Oh, Sonny, I look at their Harley financials and, you know, where their profit is, and they do make money off HDFS. They make more money overall off motorcycles. Now, I can't say that they make more margin, you know, percent of profit for what they're doing, you know, than off of HDFS. But they're also running into things with HDFS now with interest rates going higher, having more loss, things like that, trying to repo a freaking bike's a lot harder than trying to repo a car. I can lock that bastard up in the house, you know, inside the house, you know, and when I go to the gas station, I'm not leaving it, you know, for some guy to hook up to and stuff, you know, it's, you know, sure, you might catch them at a bar, but guys that are behind on their payments probably aren't parking them where people are going to find them when they go out, you know.
Yeah, especially when they have a suspicion that, you know, the boogeyman's out there looking for them. And
there's my good buddy, Josh. What's up, brother? Firecracker, you want me to message him later?
Yeah.
Yeah. He probably don't want to hear it.
Yeah. Probably not.
87 Ricer said, I'm learning to just not go into them all for buy later, just stay with used and let someone else bite the new price bullet. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
Everybody wonder why they bother repoing them, just write it off and move on. And I've seen people talk about on a video being behind on payments and literally talking about not giving a shit about the bike. Josh says, oh crap, I'm in trouble. Not so much. What's the temperature in the living room, honey? With the electric heater on?
Well, I don't know what it is, but I got it on high.
Yeah, she's got the electric heater on high because we have, since we got home from work, the furnace is only blowing cold air, not hot air. So looks like the igniter's not firing on the furnace or something. I looked at it right before we got onto this show and stuff, but we rent, so we'll call the rental place tomorrow. The Badgers, even with the daily done, you should keep RC content up for us cold folks during the winter. I'm not quitting YouTube, just not going to be daily. Well, yeah. Daily's a lot of work.
Oh, fudge.
Witchcraft says he just buys his bike used off 87 Ricer. He did pick one up from him. Cornbread and Pebbles are here. Sorry we're late. We're just getting home. Are y'all riding to AR Arkansas this weekend? Says 60 degrees. I got news for you, bro. It's not 60 degrees up here, and the answer is no. Because she's going
We're
Christmas
going
shopping. She's going Christmas shopping. I'm going to go with her till I can't take it no more, need a drink, and then I'm going to a bar.
So one store.
No, he'll hit a couple more.
There's a bar on the just past.
There's several stops that you can stop at.
I told her she needs to hit that lingerie store downtown. Get her something sexy. She can wear it on our next live. That way it'll boost our numbers.
I'm getting a text now from the landlord. Says you'll have someone there tomorrow.
Looks like you guys are going to have to bundle up tonight and cuddle.
This little heater actually does pretty good. When I went into the kitchen earlier, it had warmed the upstairs up quite a bit. And my daughter's got a heater in her room that because it's cold in the basement anyways. So she's got it going good. So
the answer is no, too freaking cold. There's always a bar. Yes, there's always a bar in Eureka Springs somewhere.
Oh, man.
Parking lot, dropping her off on the way to the bar. There's not many parking lots.
That's one thing Eureka Springs is lacking a little bit of.
Yeah.
Parking. It's a little tough. It's there are spots, but it's really, I mean, it's an old town and it's not. Yep. And that's part of what its charm is. I don't know that I want to see big parking garages or big lots or anything. I'd rather just deal with the parking. I'm pretty sure I can find a spot. I'm pretty sure he's
gonna be at the cat house most of the time, sitting there drinking while I'm shopping. I'm not gonna be just there to drink. I'm there to socialize with my good friend Jeff. Well, and most of my Christmas shopping, most of our Christmas shopping's done. But when we go down there, I don't ever get to go see the stores and stuff. So that was the point of going. Plus, they decorate for Christmas. So it's knocking two things out with one. I can go hit all the stores during the day and then go look at the Christmas lights at night.
Mr. Ratliff said, snuggle up, Miss Thompson.
This little heater's going in the bedroom.
I bet Mike's got a little heater.
Yeah, you don't need that heater. I got a little warming stick.
Gosh. I have to get off of here.
Getting her all hot.
All right.
See, she's starting to sweat.
No.
Dunn Life said I could have gone to Sturgis for what my wife spent on Christmas.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, Travis. Thank you. So what's the newest, hottest color? That's the favorite the most. So we haven't seen the colors, but out of the colors we've heard, what do you think sounds like it's going to be a popular color? Because we only have
Whiskey.
names. We don't have Whiskey Fire.
Whiskey Fire. It's going to
Yeah.
look like Fireball in the bottle. I'm telling you.
The
Well,
shark,
it's on-
shark blue or whatever. I think I'm anxious to see what that looks like.
Shark Skin Blue.
Yeah.
Well, you got Whiskey Fire on the Street Glide Standard, the Street Glide Special, the Street Glide Special with black trim, the ST, and all the Road Glides. So their most popular models
I was
all
gonna
have
say.
Whiskey Fire on them. And
Yep.
those all get the white onyx pearl as well.
And what's the red called again?
Red Rock.
Red Rock.
There's a lot of Blue Burst in those same models. So I think Blue Burst is going to be pretty hot, and Whiskey Fire. It's just a personal opinion.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. I hope they mix it up and come out with
Witchcraft
some
wants
cool
to see the
colors.
Whiskey Fire and white onyx.
I'm a sucker for white.
Scott said I decided to put 14H on my Road King and keep it. My bike looks better than any new Road King.
Love the
Now,
Road King.
Sonny says that the best seller will be black.
Yep. I think he's right.
Greg said that me and Jeff will sit and drink and work on our naughty and nice list. All right. So,
April, have you ever had a chance to visit with Angela?
Yeah.
Jeff's wife?
Yeah.
I've only really said hi to her. I've never had
She's-
a conversation with
she's-
her.
Pretty quiet. Once she gets to know you, she'll talk a little bit more, but she's pretty
She
quiet.
seems really nice.
Yeah.
she can get cat house though.
Got a little
There was a
streak
night
in her.
there was a night there that we were there that they didn't have a lot of customers, and she got to come out and kind of cut loose and hang out with everybody.
That was the
and
night
stuff.
I got cat housed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Angela helped get you cat housed. So, yeah, Chase, if you feel like coming over to Eureka Saturday night, just give me a holler, man. Shoot me a message. We'll be around. We'll get to town by noon on Saturday and leave on Sunday.
If not before.
Get there before noon.
We might get, John said he'll be up plenty early. I told him I could get up whenever. So we might get up at 4 or 5. I don't know if Cassie will like that. She can just sleep in the car.
So will you.
I might. I'm not driving.
It's Cassie's car. Is John driving or is she driving?
Well, most likely if we got her up that early, he'd be driving.
Badger said Angela's super sweet lady. Mama loves her. Yep. Angela's great. So is Jeff.
Yeah.
They've been good to us. So,
Yep, been good to me too.
we have nothing going on. Might bike alone or Sarah may drive. I know she wanted to shop. Sarah can come over and shop with the ladies and you can help me pick out whiskey.
Hey, you know who you guys might meet up with this weekend is the Sandovals.
Are they going to be in Eureka Springs this weekend?
They might be now that they're business owners.
Oh, yeah.
Witchcraft wants you to bring a bra for the wall at the cat house, honey.
All I own is Victoria's Secret bras, and I am not putting those on the wall.
I don't believe you. Prove it right now. I don't believe a word that you're saying.
All right, guys. Well, we've been on here for an hour and a half. We've talked about what we know for the colors. Maybe one thing to touch on real quick in the latest video, I talked about the fact that we mentioned early on that the Pan America Standard wasn't on this list. You know what else wasn't on this list? Holy smoking. Check who's out just showed up in the chat. Shay Lacey said, howdy, everybody.
Well, how is this Florida?
Probably a little warmer than we are.
I'll guarantee you.
I think it's the first time I've ever seen Shay in the chat on my channel.
I think so.
Not that,
always enjoy her content.
We're glad she stopped by and said hi.
Absolutely.
Mr. Badger said good night. My friends, be safe and have fun. So what I was leading into is
all these people are saying Shay Lacey sent them.
Okay. Maybe she had
Riding Fish just showed up.
Kurt. Okay. I don't know what that one is.
Cutter 412. It's my guess. So yeah. Shade Tree's in the house. There's Josh. Hey Josh, how you doing, buddy?
There we go.
So yeah, we've been talking about the colors, and I was just going to mention from the last video, the bike besides the Pan America Standard that's missing from the color sheet is the Fat Bob. No Fat Bob on that color sheet we went through tonight. So, Shade Tree Army switching gears, man. You brought the views are coming. We're up to 58. So they bring in the house.
Shit chat.
Hey Josh, the Shovelhead family in here, Witchcraft Cycle Works, is over here with us. They're in the side chat and stuff. So, Josh, I just want you to know that you inspired me so much at Flatheads that I bought a 1200 Sportster to make a dirt drag bike out of.
You let the cat out of the bag?
Well, we haven't done a video on it yet, but it's been posted on social media. But I did buy a 1200 Sportster to work on. I'm looking at the tracks on whatever front suspension. I think the same thing you put on the Goldwing, but they have it for the Sportster to give it more travel. Looking at some other stuff. So that'll be fun. I think I've got a couple of friends that are going to try and build bikes and bring them to Flatheads to do that as well.
I think in honor of Shade Tree, we need to just have a Goldwing division. Because honestly,
knucklehead, panhead, shovelhead, give me head.
Ding, 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 ding. I'll take the last.
All right, man. So, man, these guys are we're up to 68. They definitely invaded the chat. We were talking about winding down. Now we got all these new people in the chat and stuff. So maybe I'll throw the color sheet up here. It's a little fuzzy, a little hard to see. Kind of recap what we've gone through here, but we went through what the names of the colors are. So we don't have any pictures of them and stuff, but the Pan America Standard's not on the list and the Fat Bob's not on the list this year. So, now somebody brought up a comment about this, and I just talked about this earlier. Any idea on Indian's announcement of direct sales to bikes? Yes, that is fake news. That article came out in 2020 during COVID. That channel who made that video is full of shit. All their videos are headline grabbing, fake ass bullshit. Do not watch Motorcycle Central or whoever it is that made that. Nothing's legit. They're making videos with no reference to any sources, just saying Harley CEO says this or Indian CEO says that to get views. So don't give them any love.
Like our news, evening news channels.
Pretty much. Dirt drags were not good for the Wicked Witch. Man, I love that one. Hey, Shade Tree, man, if you want to get in the video with this, I'm happy to send you a link. I can send it to you on Instagram or something else anyway.
I've got a question for Shade Tree. Will he make it to Arkansas this year?
I'm sure he'll make it back to Arkansas. The question is whether he will make it to Spring Fling or if he's coming back to Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue.
We'd obviously love to see him.
So Riding Fish says, I got an official Indian motorcycle statement. I'm dropping a video on that topic tonight or tomorrow. I'm sure the statement is that some fake ass shit, or that was, the click, the thing they're making the video out of was from 2020. That's when the article was, which was during COVID. And some guys like brought it up like it's a big deal. Send me a link. I'll get on IG, Josh. Hang on 1 second. This is a big deal to have Shade Tree on the channel, man. I have not. Shade Tree's never been on the channel with me. This might be like a new, record breaking night for us.
Yeah, he still bewilders me with the way he can rattle shit out of his mouth at Mach speed. And it's funny as hell. He's got a gift.
All right, I'm working on it, Josh. Getting there.
Also, I remember when he said that he doesn't get hangovers. God damn, I wish that was my case back when I drank.
You got to sober up to get a hangover. Let's be real.
I suppose that was probably what I was messing up on.
Messages. Let's see here.
And wasn't Shay supposed to come out for Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue? Something.
I think something came up. All
She's
right,
a ball of
Josh.
fire.
Link is sent. Sorry, I didn't have IG up. It took me a minute, but they must have been doing a live or something. Everybody jumped over from there to here. I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking. Bring it. We'll take you.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'm wrong on the Indian thing, but I think, I think that's going to be the official statement is somebody's, making fake news to get headlines.
Bonnie, did you go to Bike Fest at Lake of the Ozarks? If you didn't, you missed out on a good time.
Somebody said HD needs direct sales. And I don't know that I'm against direct sales, but I don't want dealerships to go away either. They got to make money and they got to stay in business, or, you're going to have service issues. You're going to have a whole lot of other problems. So
that's the advantage they still have over Indian.
Well, and that may, that might give other people reason to not try and compete on the dealership side. But so Bonnie is 2 Wheels Down, Blue Waters and Waves. We've met her.
Oh, okay.
They're on the Eldon side, but they did have a spot over at Bike Fest.
Oh, didn't they post somewhere about wanting to come down to Eureka for Spring Fling or Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue and set up a spot or something? I think I saw that earlier today.
Yeah. So how many Christmas days have we tested that hangover theory? Josh knows if you show up at Christmas morning at my mom and dad's house and me, we will have Christmas shots before 10 a.m. So I don't know if Josh has got the message. I sent the link, but oh, here he comes. Here we go.
What's up, weirdo? Shade Tree Surgeon here. I'd like to tell you all right now, there is a flash sale on Brapstar.com. Use Riding with the Ozarks as a cleft asshole.
I'll drink to that.
We planned that beforehand. You guys can laugh. Please laugh.
You can clap too.
You can laugh. You can clap. I can't hear that. Shay, I can't hear him.
Oh. You can't hear me?
Okay, now I can hear you.
Now it's my chance to say all those things I've never met.
I've hung out with you in multiple states as well, my friend. Or has it only been Arkansas?
It's only been Arkansas.
Didn't we
get to Missouri, you can hang out up here.
The Stubborn American?
Yes, we hung out Oklahoma.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oklahoma and Arkansas.
Yeah, that's 2 states.
Yeah, 2 states. And we're coming to Bike Week in March.
2 states is twice as many as 1.
Yeah. First time I met you was at K River.
Dude, we had such a good time there, man. Adam's such a good dude.
Yeah.
And just people who haven't met him, because he catches flack online every once in a while, and people who haven't met him in person just have no idea, man. He's the real fucking deal, man. The real deal.
I've only met him in person. I think he's great.
For a girl, he's great. He's very handsome. He's got
so
strong
handsome.
arms.
His arms.
Yeah.
His arms.
Maybe
really
that's
great.
why he catches flack, dude. He's too handsome.
Yeah.
I don't like how handsome he is. I'm like, stay away. I know he's married, so it don't matter to me.
So are you going to K River for Stubborn American in June next year? Because he moved the date on it.
Maybe. Who wants to know?
Me. We're planning on going. So I want to know. I got to know how many bottles of salty caramel whiskey.
Yeah, I don't fucking
I
know,
don't know.
dude. Maybe.
June's
I would like
so
to go.
far away.
Dude, I don't know what I'm doing next weekend.
He planned it the weekend after the Juneteenth holiday. So that
I
means
would
like
like to go, man. I'd like to go. It's a really great party. I just never know what I'm doing, man. We'll always try to go to Adams Camp Out. We'll always try to go to Arkansas. We love Arkansas at this point. Just, God, man. How far do you live from fucking, what the fuck is that town called?
Eureka Springs.
Eureka Springs. How far you live from there?
About a little over 200 miles. It takes us.
Damn, that's a
no,
that's
not
a
kind of
stretch.
far.
Yeah, it's about 3.5 hours to get there. But I mean, we get up in the morning and we're there by lunch if we want to hammer out.
That's a good
We
day's
run down
ride,
there
man.
straight.
I think that. Don't let me take over this conversation. I'm sorry.
No, man. Go.
No, we were wrapping down, so you're bringing new life.
I know. I
riding and
saw
those
that. I
other
was like,
stuff.
hold up, man. Let's hang
No,
out.
you're
Yeah,
all right.
we were about to end our stream and we were clicking through YouTube videos looking at giraffe noises.
Yeah, and your stuff got pushed to us.
Then you were on my homepage and I was like, oh my God, Writing on the Ozarks is live. Everybody go there.
My shit got pushed to somebody. Wow.
Yeah.
As soon as we clicked on it.
Well,
you
I
guys were like,
follow
"All
your
right, guys,
channel, so
thank you for tuning in." We're like, whoa, no, wait.
This is our buddy Kaz Motors. He has a small channel as well.
Cool. Nice
but
to meet you.
mine's
Matt.
smaller.
As well. I'm sorry, that sounds shitty. I mean, you've got a gigantic channel compared to him. He's only got 200 subscribers.
Well,
Still the winner. I got 22.
Oh, dude. Well, somebody's got to be the winner.
so throw us a link and or tell me where to go find him at, and I'll throw a link in the chat for him.
Hey,
I like Eureka Springs because to me, when I go there, and a lot of people don't like to say this, it just is such a motorcycle community in so much as everybody's welcome. And when you say everybody, you mean everybody. So Eureka Springs runs the gamut from a knockdown, drag out, look at me funny, and you'll get your teeth knocked out biker bar, all the way to I ate breakfast in a lesbian-owned vegan coffee bar. You know what I mean? Like it's literally everything, dude. It's like take a cookie cutter of America and slap it down somewhere. And I really I like that.
It's a very diverse city. Week is Jeeps, the next week is Gay Pride, the next week is bikers. And they cater to all kinds of diversity. The city's very welcoming to anybody. I had somebody asking me about like coming to that as their first big bike event, and I'm like, Eureka Springs is a very welcoming town. There's something there for almost everybody's niche or culture or whatever.
Sure, it is, man. And it's like, if you're cool with everybody and you love doing it, it's awesome, man. Ain't nobody talking about no shit. It's just everything you could ever want in one place. And I love going to a lesbian coffee bar, man. They recognize me as one of their own. They adopt me, bring me into the fold.
I think your tongue would be very welcome there.
No, it ain't that. It ain't even that kind, man. It ain't
that.
Yeah, it's not the. It's not the ones you see on TV. It's the ones that play softball. You know what I mean? Those are the ones who like me because we get to those are the ones who ride motorcycles.
True.
They're my favorite kind. I'm sorry.
We're actually headed to Eureka Springs Saturday morning. She's never gets time to go hit all those little shops downtown and stuff, and we're down there for bike things. So she's been wanting to go down there. They have like a big Christmas thing. So we're going down Saturday morning with another couple and just spend the night. And she's going to go shop, and I'm probably going to go to the cat house and drink alcohol.
That's the other thing I saw a lot of in Eureka Springs. Couples hanging out together.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So yeah, we're gonna be. No, you're cool. We've been down there a lot. We're gonna go back down this weekend and stuff, and she's gonna do some Christmas shopping, and I'm gonna do some drinking. Do what I do best.
That's what it strikes me as, is a drinking town, man. Which is fun for me. Not so much for Shay. She don't drink.
Yeah. No, not at all.
You could get Cat House pretty easy there.
I liked all the hipster shops.
Yeah, they have a lot of
Into that.
trinkets there.
Yeah, lots of trinkets to choose.
Yeah, I've never seen such a small town with so much infrastructure and so much to offer for such a small town. I mean, it can house a lot more people than they have for residents. You know, it's really a tourist town. They're really focused on, you know, providing an experience for people to have tours where you can go, you know, all those shops downtown, there's like a passageway underneath, and there's a creek that runs underneath those buildings and stuff. And they do tours where you can go through underneath all these buildings in the downtown area, like where the level they were originally built at the creek level.
Did I miss the video where you cut your beard off? I'm just looking at your channel right now.
I didn't make a video out of it. I just did it.
I was just looking. I was like, did I miss a video where you cut your beard? Did you donate it to fucking? Did you donate it to Locks of Hate?
No. So
Like, listen up, man. There's a bunch of kids with leukemia, and I hate them. I'm giving them my beard.
I'll break down the beard story real quick. I've been growing it about 5 years. When we got together, I didn't have it. I started actually growing it out of spite for our court system. As much as that sounds crazy, I was going through a custody battle, had full custody of my kids, and was trying to make it a permanent modification. And the judge kept giving her extension after extension for 2 years, and for no good reason. And so and he was like, "Oh, well, you'll have to come see me here at this court because I'm not coming back to your county for 6 months." And then he gave her another extension. And I was just fed up with it. And I'm like, I'm not going to grow my beard till or cut my beard till it's over. So I started growing it. And another 18 or 24 months after that, we finally settled out of court. And by then she decided she liked it. So I just kept growing it. And then it got long enough that it was like a pain in the ass. I mean, I wake up one night and something's tickling me under the arm, and it's my damn beard.
Dude. You know what, man? That's an awesome story. And I actually have a very similar one myself. Although it's not as as dramatic as yours, but with all the court dates and stuff like that. But I did the same thing, man. My job was like, oh, okay, you can have a beard, because I was the only person there back in the. Now you can have fucking face tattoos. You can do whatever you want. And so I was like, oh, I can have a beard. I always had kind of a chip on my shoulder. So I was like, oh, I'm going to let it grow. And I let it grow so long, like down past my nipples, like way long. And they're like, all right, you can't have a beard. You got to shave it. You can't have any hair on your chin. And so I was like, all right. And then I just shaved with a razor from the bottom of my lip all the way to my neck. And that's it. I was like, well, ain't no fucking hair on my chin, is there?
Yeah. So
Is that why you looked like that?
Yeah, I've only ever had it out of spite. And that's the same thing with long hair, man. I'm going bald now. Are you guys going
I'm already
bald?
there. Yeah.
Already there.
Yeah. I'm going bald, but it's so hard for me to cut it off because it's always now nobody cares.
Dude, I think he should get a skullet. What do you guys think?
Fuck yeah.
I think I'm gonna do it, man. It's just so hard to cut off my hair because it was always it was always kind of like I don't have a real job. Kind of like a little fuck you thing, like a fuck you to the man kind of thing, where it's like you walk out and you're like, God, how does that guy have hair down to his ass? And I don't have it that long anymore, but I was like, because I ain't got no fucking real job. That's how, because I know how to work my hands for a living. That's why I have long hair. Now it doesn't matter because you can have anything anywhere, but
right.
True.
It's hard to let go of because it's such a sign of defiance. It really is. It's very hard for me to cut it off.
Yeah, but then you're also like, I don't have tattoos on my hands because like you're not supposed to do
it's
that.
So dumb.
You're such a dumbass.
It is.
Well,
it's so dumb.
I actually decided to cut it because I was going to interview for a promotion at work. And I work for a very, very, very large employer, and they don't have any policy against beards. The guy that was going to interview me knows me. I've worked with him for years and stuff. And so I really wasn't worried about him, but it was just kind of like, the other thing is like people were making it like that was my identity, was my beard.
Right.
Oh, he's the guy with the long beard.
Too.
Yeah. And that was not my thing. And I'm like, I want you to know me for what I have to say or what I think, not for what I look like.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm going to interview for this job. I'm going to cut it off. This is what it was like when me and her got together. And, you know, it's not about what I look like. It's not, you know, anything else. And my court thing was beyond. And I was just like,
That's
I'm
a
just
good
done.
point, dude. That's a good point. It ain't my identity. It ain't who I am. I'd shave it off tomorrow. I don't give a shit. It's
Yeah.
but
Right,
and
it's just
that's when
hair.
it starts to bug me when someone's like, "Oh, you're the guy with the beard." It's like, no, I'm a dude, and I have opinions and thoughts and a personality, and my beard is just something that I just don't shave off. It has nothing to do with who I am.
Yeah.
Right. And yeah, with the YouTube thing, you know, I'm sure how people like start to associate you, or, oh, that's that guy with the long beard, or that's the guy
Yeah.
that makes these type of videos, you know, that's the guy that does this. And I was just, I don't know, I just felt like I needed change and was
As
going to go up for this interview, and it's like it was time to go.
Yeah. Shay gets it with her hair, changing her hair color all the time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, be like, oh, that's the girl
I
with
was
the pink
anxious
hair.
to see what color it was going to be quite, honest.
Yeah. And she's only had 3. It's been, or 4, I guess. It's been
Yeah.
brown, blonde, pink and purple. But
I had
it's
to-
4 colors over 3 years. Ain't that as much as some people, but it's enough that people do notice.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just, I guess that's anything you have, man, especially on YouTube. Is, I'm not talking shit to anybody who's done this because I don't want to make anybody feel bad, but it's easy to look at somebody and kind of shrink them down to a noticeable, just a noticeable thing on their personality, like shrink them down to, this is you, you know,
or to judge you only what they see on YouTube, which is such a small percentage of your life for some
very
of us.
small. But it's
Yeah.
still, I
That's
will
why-
say that that's
why
a
I was
double-edged
at the
sword.
repent, because I don't.
Yep.
want people-
I made a comment about some particular brand of motorcycle, and some guys like, I looked at your channel and you don't do anything but Harley content. And I'm like, yeah, on that channel. And on the other channel I don't do any Harley content whatsoever.
Also,
like,
it's not
huh?
a bad thing to do Harley content. It's a very easily available motorcycle in America. It's, the parts are plentiful.
It's something I'm
not a bad
passionate
thing,
about.
you know?
Right. It's something I'm passionate about. But I also found, like, you know, and you know, the algorithm can be a pain in the ass about things. And if you do 80% Harley and then you do a video on Honda, you know, and your audience is interested in Harley and not Honda, then the algorithm doesn't see anybody watch it, and they think it's probably not a very good video.
Well, I'll say exactly at the end of the day. And a lot of people don't realize this. They think that, not everybody, but there is a certain percentage of people out there who think that Harley Davidson is such a luxury item, and they do sell a luxury product. That's not a lie. They do. But Harley Davidson is the most plentiful bike on the road by an exponential amount. There are more Harleys on the road in America than any other motorcycle times 2. Put any other 2 motorcycles together, and there's more Harley Davidsons on the road. So when it comes to making YouTube videos, like, if you want to be successful on YouTube, I've said this a bunch. I have no secrets. I used to say this all the time. I was like, you want YouTube content? Buy a vintage Harley Davidson.
Yeah.
There's your
you know,
YouTube content.
That's what my channel was built off of. It was a 2001 Sportster.
Yeah.
So Josh, I bought a bike to build for the dirt drags at Flatheads.
What year is it, by the way? Because I heard you talk about that before we jumped on.
So I haven't thrown a video out on it yet, but I did put a few posts on social media. I bought it from a dealership over the phone, and they delivered it from Arkansas. And it's a 1998 Sportster. And when we did the deal over the phone, I thought he said it was an 883, but it turned out to be a 1200.
Bonus.
And it is a hobgobbled together piece of shit. I mean, it's got like Amazon headlights and front turn signals. Some guy wired them up and didn't even tape the wires together or shrink crack them or nothing. You know, they were between the stops on the triple tree.
I'll give you a hint right now on the wiring. Look up a place called Gremlin Wiring, and they make a complete chopper wiring harness for Sportsters that gets rid of every turn signal, horn, everything. It's a simplified wiring harness that just lets you run a light, a tail light, ignition, and a kill switch.
Well, this thing is so great. The handlebars are cantered forward over the triple trees, forward
Nice.
toward the headlight, and they're like 22-inch apes, you know. And so, but they didn't rotate the grips back where you can
Oh,
like
so everything's just weird. Yeah,
yeah,
that's nice,
yeah.
dude.
So first thing I thought, well, after we rode it up the street and back, I'm like, now the rear lights work and stuff, and it's like I said, it's hobgobbled together. But I'm like, okay, well, we'll rotate these bars back. I rotate the bars back, it won't start. Rotate the bars back forward, and they start.
I'm telling you, man, Gremlin wiring, dude, they'll do you right. And
this-
I'll have nothing to do. I don't even know those guys, but it's a wiring harness, just eliminates everything else because you don't need no turn signals or nothing like that, dude. It's a race bike.
Well, a 98 Sportster would be an anniversary edition. So it's got like an anniversary emblem on the front fender, and it's got a gas tank that's painted to match, but doesn't have any anniversary shit on it. But it's not a Sportster gas tank. They've gotten an aftermarket tank or something else, and they put in the gauge in the center console of the tank, and it's got like
That's
a
what so
split
many guys
tank.
want to do with Sportsters back in the day. They want to turn them into like these weird little fat Bob shovel head type deals. It's a very specific kind of bike that a lot of people tried to build out of Sportsters, where you're just like, why didn't you just love the bike for what it was and trying to turn it into something else?
Yeah,
Which is fine because they're very cheap now.
Yeah. Well, this thing got picked up and delivered for very, very cheap. It was the cheap. I kind of did a Josh thing. It was like the cheapest motorcycle at the Harley Davidson dealership.
Well, with a Harley, you can buy the cheapest one. It's still rebuildable.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of eating those words right now because my bike for that same race is a 79 Ironhead, and I'm running into a lot of problems. But I got it now, so.
Well, I'm thinking if I can get the money to pull together, we're gonna try and do long travel suspension in the front, swap the 16 in the back out. For
Well, I'll
an
tell
18.
you, so for the front suspension, what you can do, there's a company called Traction Dynamics. It's TRAXXION.
I already looked at them.
$400 kit, dude. I have it on 2 different bikes. It works like a fucking champion.
Yeah, I'd actually came across them on a Google and was checking it out more and saw that you had used them. And didn't you use them in the front end that's on the Goldwing?
On the Goldwing too, yeah. So you can call them on the phone, which ain't that a fucking thing? Calling them on the phone and having them answer. You can call them on the phone and say, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. And they will build that suspension exactly for your application.
Wow.
Right. Yeah, I already reached out to him because I think on the website it said it went back to like 2000 or 2002 for Sportster, not 98. But I reached out. Yeah, I reached out to him like, oh no, it'll fit. I'm like, cool.
Yeah, it'll fit. It's the same shit.
Yeah.
It's the same shit all the way to like 1986 or 7, I think. Anyway, we got to roll out, bud. It was good hanging with you, man.
Yeah,
Thanks for stopping by.
All right, you guys, take it easy or take it however you can get it.
All right, thanks, Josh. Good night, Shay.
Goodbye.
Good night.
Auf Wiedersehen. Au revoir.
There is a character for you.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a new first for us having Josh on the channel.
Yeah. Lacey, it was great to have her on, and
I was surprised when she said I'm subscribed to you.
I wanted to ask a question. I did want to ask him a question, so I don't know if he's still around, but I don't recall him ever being in Sturgis.
He came through like at the very end or something, coming back last year. I don't know if it was actually during the official week or if it was the week after, but they picked up some bikes like in Washington State or somewhere out there on the West Coast, and then they rode back. But he did come through Sturgis. I just don't know if it was actually during the official bike week.
That rings a bell. I don't remember him ever being there during the rally.
Yep.
That'd be cool to have him there.
So, yeah, I mean, I appreciate everybody coming over from the Shade Tree Army. Glad to have you all. I think, again, unless somebody's got a question in the chat, we're going to call it a night. We haven't ate yet, and it's been 2 hours, so I still got to feed my lady and, figure out what we're going to do about the heat tonight.
Well, have fun in Eureka.
I will.
Yes, sir, for sure. All right. Well, everybody, thank you again for joining us. We're going to sign off here, and we'll do it again in a couple of weeks. Maybe we'll see if there's any new news for Harley Davidson. Maybe if somebody has got some stuff they want to share, or what the colors look like, a color card, anything else, writingintheozarks@gmail.com. Find me on Instagram or Facebook. Send me a message, and we'll see what Writing Fish says about that video about India, and he's got an official statement. If y'all don't know who Writing Fish is, was in the chat earlier. I don't know if he's still there, but he is a ambassador for Indian motorcycles. We got to meet him at K River at Adams Campground as well and stuff, and hang out with him some. So check him out. He's done some videos recently on the new Indian launch and things like that. He rides a Indian Pursuit. So good guy. It was great to meet him there at K River, and appreciate all of them stopping by tonight.
Yeah.
Anybody else got anything they want to say?
God bless America.
America, baby.
America.
I had some guy leave some comment about something or another, and he was kind of, I don't remember what he was talking about, North Americans and how whatever we said. And I was like, Happy Thanksgiving, America, baby. So sometimes you just got to like grind the gears on them a little bit.
Think we'll have another live before Christmas?
Yeah, I'm sure we will have at least one more. We still normally do it last week, and we skipped out because of the Thanksgiving and stuff. So we'll figure it out from there. But
Cool.
I'm sure we'll have at least one more before Christmas.
Sweet.
All right, everybody give me a #America, and we'll see you all in the next one.